welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Misa. This is Little Chompers. I would love if you subscribed. This is a makeup related, but really focused on a complexion channel. I love tips, techniques, products at any budget to achieve a flawless complexion through makeup. If any of that intrigues you, please go ahead and subscribe. There has been this tag floating around and it was started by Allie Glines, who is one of my favorite YouTubers, as well as Samantha March. It's called the eyeshadow palette tag. Basically, there are 13 different questions all about eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna go down and answer, so it should be really fun. I haven't done one of these before. If you're interested in any of that, please give this a thumbs up, and then let's go ahead and get right into the video. The first question is, what is your newest palette? My newest palette is the Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals Volume 1 palette. It's so beautiful. I don't know if any of you, I mean, you probably do follow Tati Beauty here on YouTube, and she has been such an inspiration. She's been really fun to watch over the years and just to watch her grow and then start her own brand. But these are absolutely beautiful. I love to use these if I need something that's completely foolproof that I know are going to blend out beautifully. And if I'm looking to create some of that dimension with different finishes, because there's the matte, sequin, metallic, and then glitter. The glitter is so beautiful to just pop in the center of your eyelid if you're trying to create more of a dramatic look. It's not too much on the high end, but it's $48. I think right now, is it in stock? It shows that it's in stock, which is great. And I'm sure she's just going to keep adding different collections with the exact same design. I love the mirror in this. It is so high quality. Hello. That's my newest palette. It's been, I don't even think I've purchased any eyeshadow palette in this entire year of 2020. I've really decided after I purchased this palette and my Carly Bible palette that I would take a break from purchasing eyeshadow palettes. And I know you're probably like, boring. No, not boring, because I just have so many eyeshadow palettes. It's insane. The only reason I would buy one is if it was a creator that I really am excited about the collab, which is usually what most of my palettes that I gravitate to are the ones that have been collabs with YouTubers. The next question is, what is your oldest palette? And that would be my Urban Decay Naked 3, the rose gold palette. And I mean, it's been through a lot. In fact, I've tried to throw this away. Oh, and I even lost a pan a couple times, and my mom's like, no, you need to keep it for just sentimental purposes, which I totally agree, because this is the first palette that I have ever purchased that has been high-end. Right now, it's definitely retired, but I will hold on to it. The next question is, what is your most expensive palette? Now, this palette, it is my most expensive, and this is the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette, and it's absolutely gorgeous. This runs for $65. It is absolutely beautiful. This is the first volume. I was really lucky because my sister bought this for me. Birthday and Christmas present combined, and so I was completely spoiled that I didn't have to buy this myself. But it's such a beautiful palette, especially last month I really got to know it a little bit more, and it's one that I gravitate toward quite a bit. The packaging is absolutely beautiful. This is something, I mean, this artwork, absolutely stunning. It's something that I could definitely keep on my makeup shelf for a really long time and just keep it for aesthetic purposes. Will I one day make a really big splurge and purchase some Pat McGrath or Natasha Denona eyeshadows? I could definitely see that in the future, but for right now, I'm just really trying to utilize what I have. So what is your most affordable palette? I don't have any drugstore palettes, but I've been really curious about these little e.l.f. ones that are only $3, but my most affordable palettes are definitely the ColourPop Kathleen Light collaborations. Whenever Kathleen Light collabs, I love to support. She's one of my favorite YouTubers. The packaging for these ColourPop eyeshadow palettes, they're just adorable. So this is Dream Street. If you open it up, you have multiple different shades. Beautiful. Shockingly, I haven't used it quite enough. And then the next one is the Zodiac. Once again, absolutely beautiful. Beautiful packaging, beautiful colors. I do need to utilize this so much more, but I believe these were $18. They're not on the website anymore, but these are my most affordable. ColourPop does have some amazing prices and amazing products. There are some hits for me and there are some misses. These aren't my favorite formula. They are up there as far as they do blend. It just might take a little bit longer, but the packaging is so cute. Just to have these in a makeup room on a shelf to grab and to use is so appealing. So those are my most affordable makeup palettes. The next tag is, what is your everyday palette? And this is hands down, it was so easy to pick up, and that is my Dose of Colors Desi x Katie Friend Cation palette. I will say say hands down, I think this is my favorite formula of eyeshadows I have ever used. Yes, Tati's palette is beautiful and it's definitely my second runner up. These, oh, I'm telling you, this palette is amazing. You should pick one up while it's still available. The neutrals here. So if I'm going for my everyday look, I'm going to go in with a nice crease shade. So I go in with this one and then I deepen it up, and then I use this to really deepen it up. And then if you're trying to, you know, add some extra color, these are the most beautiful toppers. I like to use them with my finger and I put them, you know, center of the eyelid. So this is my most reach for. What's also really nice about this palette, oh my goodness, you can have done all of your makeup and you don't have to have any worries with this palette. It will not have any fallout. You're gonna be good to go. You will be able to blend out these eyeshadows. The formula is so creamy. So I've just been so impressed with this. I haven't tried any of Dose of Color's other eyeshadow palettes, so I can't say anything about those, but for this one, it has just been so tried and true, and it's one that I always treasure and love to have in my collection. The next question is, what is your most colorful palette? And now I have a couple. I don't have any incredibly bright out of the box eyeshadow palettes just because I don't use them a whole lot. Palette I'd say that just has the most out of the box colors is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette. I am a sucker for Anastasia Beverly Hills packaging. They get me every single time. This is the most beautiful. It's like velvet, and then here are the colors. This would definitely be considered more, I had to be more creative when I use this. They have this yellow and these purples, and you're probably thinking that, Misa, this isn't that out of the box. But for me, it is. They don't sell this anymore. If you have any recommendation for a colorful palette that is incredibly blendable and pigmented, let me know. I do feel like when you go for more of those rainbow palettes, it's hard to find that quality that you can really utilize without having to put in a lot of work. The next question is, what is your smallest palette? And so this is the Lancome Color Design palette. It is definitely my smallest one. My mom actually gave this to me. She is a huge fan of this formula. I've been using it. It's really fun because it's one of those palettes that kind of walks you through it. So you have this in your crease, this one in your outer corner, this one in your all over lid, and then this to highlight if you have any part that you want to highlight, like the middle of your lid, and then this if you want to use this as an eyeliner. So I thought that was really cool, but it's definitely my most compact, my smallest. It's definitely something that can easily fit in a makeup bag if, you know, you're having a date night after work, something like that. But it's super cute. These little things are pricey though. But I'm looking online right now, it's about $30. I don't know exactly how much my mom paid, but thank you, Mom. The next question is, what is your largest palette? And that would definitely have to be the Jaclyn Hill Volume. There's no volume on this. It's just the Jaclyn Hill palette. It is just so massive. I used to be such a huge fan of these really big palettes, and then now over time I've just realized that they are just a little bit too difficult to use, so I don't gravitate toward this quite as much as I wish I did. I think I've only used it once or twice, but it's just one of those things. I wish it at least had a mirror so it's more user-friendly, but because it's so large, I don't get to it. I think they still sell this on Morphe. What's so nice about these palettes is they're incredibly affordable. If you don't have a big variety in your eyeshadow collection, or if you're just starting out, this would be a really good idea because you're getting so much different colors, and this would just last you a couple years for sure. The next question is the best memory palette. I think that's hands down my first palette, and that is the NYKD 3 Urban Decay palette. Kind of where it all started. I used to think, who in the world would spend $48 on an eyeshadow palette? My little sister is a huge makeup fanatic, and she started a long time ago, and I remember her husband had asked me if I could run to Ulta, this is around the holidays, to pick up a NYKD 3 palette for my little sister for Christmas because Sephora had completely sold out. I went into Ulta and they only had 3 left. Decided on a whim to pick up one for myself, one for my little sister and one for myself. And I remember getting into the car and my husband was like, oh, I'm glad you picked that up for yourself. I was really thinking of getting one for you. That was just held a special memory in my heart because it was my first high-end eyeshadow palette. It's kind of where it started it all. This next question is the palette that was most worth the hype, and that would definitely be the Modern Renaissance ABH palette. This is so iconic now. It's an OG. I think they'll always keep it in their collection. Absolutely beautiful. The thing with Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadows is they are very pigmented, but they do have some fallout, so I always recommend going in with your eyeshadow first when using these. How beautiful is this? I mean, I don't think I've ever seen an eyeshadow palette blow up as much as this did when it was released, and I think it was definitely worth the hype. From the packaging to the formula, I need to use this more because it's just a great neutrals palette, which, let's just be honest, neutrals are so awesome, so versatile, and they'll serve you all the time. So this was definitely the palette that I felt was most worth the hype, and the price tag I believe for this is about $42. $2. Okay, I'm going to hop in here. This is a different day, but I needed to finish this tag and I wasn't able to find this palette, and it is what palette wasn't worth the hype. And that would be the KKW times Mario palette. I absolutely love Mario. I think he's so talented. It's always been a dream of mine to go to one of his master classes. I purchased his brush sets from Sephora, which was absolutely amazing. When he collabed with Kim for the second time and I saw this packaging, I absolutely had to get it. It's a beautiful palette. The colors are just so diverse and versatile. One of those looks that he, you know, he makes with the iconic Kim Kardashian. Product in itself did not live up to the hype. There's payoff, but you have to work at it. I just expected more of a creamy matte, really pigmented metallic. That just wasn't it. I, of course, am going to continue using this palette and keeping it on my shelf just because it is so beautiful. The last question is palette from my favorite brand. So obviously one of my favorite brands is Anastasia Beverly Hills. I really love the Carli Bybel times ABH palette. Carli Bybel's one of those YouTubers I've been following for so long. I think we've all probably been following her for so long. When she collabed with them, I was so excited just because this is so her style, and I really have just enjoyed the formulas and I enjoy working with this palette, and I love the packaging. On top of that, whenever Anastasia comes out with a new like setting spray or body oil, whenever they come out with something new, I just have to try it out. They are definitely one of my favorite brands, and I was really excited when they collabed with Carli Bybel, which is why I had to pick it up. That is the end of the eyeshadow tag. Hopefully you found that entertaining. If you recreate this video and do the tag as well, let me know. I think it's so fun to watch. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.